committing crimes because of the issues that they had upon returning from the war and the problems that they've faced. And people commit crimes that because they aren't really managing their own mental health issues. So it's all about providing these people in all three of these areas with the tools necessary in order to manage their own lives. And we found that with the help of these service providers in these courts that we can be very successful in getting people there.
The sheriff often has said, and I agreed with him, that a lot of people in the Chautauqua County Jail, for example, are there because of mental health issues, where at one time in society they would have been treated in facilities, they're now left to fend for themselves.
Well, and that's one of the issues I think we've had to face in our society is with the sort of the deinstitutionalization of mental health facilities, not only in New York State but across the country, right, which took place back in the 1970s. Now all of a sudden these people aren't receiving the services that they need to receive, and what they end up doing is, because they're not properly managing their mental health issues, some of them, not all of them, but some of them end up falling down through the cracks and ending up in the criminal justice system. So it's incumbent upon the criminal justice system now to put in place a vehicle which will allow us to help them manage themselves.
The ones that would be in that program would be the ones that are committing the crimes or have committed the crime because of the mental health issue. It's not an excuse to get them into a program if in fact they're a vicious person. It's to treat them because they committed an act which they otherwise wouldn't have done had they been properly medicated, properly treated, and properly trained.
That's right, and that's what we look to. And that again comes back to the evaluation process that we go through. We have also the one other court, which isn't really a treatment court, but it's we're starting to recognize that in the legal field, people are oftentimes involved in different areas of the legal field, not only the criminal justice system. Right. So in Chautauqua County a few years ago, we developed what's called a IDV court, and
integrated domestic violence.
Right, integrated domestic violence court, and that's run by Steve Cass. Judge Cass runs that, and it's for all cases throughout Chautauqua County's felonies, misdemeanors, where you have a criminal charge, and along with that, you have some sort of either family court or matrimonial action that is currently in the court as well. So if a husband and wife, and the husband's arrested for something against the wife, let's say a harassment, then, and you also have a custody battle going on in family court, both of those cases are brought together before one judge, and the system is designed to work together so you resolve all the issues in one place. Because oftentimes and again, it's not to excuse domestic violence because there's no place for that, but oftentimes some of these offenses between spouses and within homes are committed because of the stressors of a divorce or visitation, and if you alleviate that problem, oftentimes it will resolve any commission of any crimes again.
And a single point of entry, I can give an example of a case that I represented a police officer some years back, and it started with his ex-wife saying, "I need more child support." They'd already been to family court just recently. The judge ordered the support, and she said, "I can't live on that." And he says, "Well, that's all I'm going to pay. That's what I've been ordered to pay." She then threatened him, and then a week later she had him arrested for sexually abusing their one-year-old daughter on a visitation. Well, we had to fight it in two separate courts and won in both of them, but with a single point of entry, one judge evaluating all the facts, he can weed through some of the things like that. David, we've only got about a minute left. If you'd like to give some closing remarks, I first want to say that I'm very pleased that you came as my guest today. You've been very enlightening, as you always have been and always will be, and I appreciate you being here.
Well, I mean, first of all, I had a good teacher since you hired me and taught me, but I do appreciate it, and I want to say how much I appreciate you asking me to come on, how much I really did appreciate working with you and for you for the years that I did. It really set me down the path to wanting to become the DA, and I learned a lot of valuable lessons by working with you. And I know I've said that to you privately, but it certainly is something that you deserve to know, and I do thank you for that.
I appreciate that.
And what I say to most folks out there, if you have any issues, you have any concerns, I like to think of myself as being completely accessible. I might not get back to you right away, but I am an elected official. I'm answerable to the public. You have any questions about anything going on in my office, you're welcome to call. The number is 753-4241, and I will give you a call back. I can't discuss everything legally, but if you have questions, I'm certainly open and available to speak with anyone.
Thank you very much, David. Everyone, it's been a pleasure. Reed will be back next week, and I'm sure he's got a terrific program lined up for you. Thank you again, and thank you, David.
Thank you.